Okay, so we're trying to start things back on again. All right, so I just hit live, and let me see if I can get you going. Okay. We're still, I'm waiting for it to refresh. Okay, so we're back live again. It's a little slow. Let me make sure I can hear us. Let's see. Okay, talk for me, Mikkel. Hey, what's going on, Lightning?
Hello?
Okay. Okay, so we're back live again. It's a little slow. Let me make sure I can
Yeah, I can hear you on your end. It's just what's the word I'm
Hey,
looking
what's going on,
for?
Coach Nixon? Give us just a second. We're working out some kinks. My bad, Mikkel. All right. So
Y'all don't know what it took to get this live stream going.
oh, for real, it took us forever to get this going. Okay, so it shows that we're live, which is good. We got 6 people viewing. Awesome. Let me send you this link right fast. Um,
Through Skype or the Hangout.
I'll send it to you over. Let me see. I can give it to you over Skype. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause the actual feed. Let's see. Actually, no, we should be good. That's one of the cool things about being new YouTubers. All the wait
Let's
time.
just hope it. It's like let's hope the OBS works streaming to my channels. I could have sworn I had issues with the last time. Unless they.
Okay,
Okay.
the link has been sent. We thank you
Link
for your patience, guys.
location. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. I think it's I think it's working. Yeah. Okay. Yeesh, I might have to fix this. Let me see something. Let me see
Hey,
something.
what's going on, Cyber Tiger?
Let me see something.
All right, we'll get started in just a minute. We're still trying to get through some of these kinks right fast.
Ah, dang it.
Is that working for you?
No, I got it, but I'm just trying to get it to uh, go in on just the box. I think that's as good as it's going to get right here.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you see it from my channel, but it's as good as it gets.
All right, let me check you out right fast. And I appreciate you, Lightning. Thanks so much, man. All right, let me see. You should be live, so let me see if I can get it. Go home. Yeah, I'm not seeing that you're live yet.
Oh, wait, I should probably hit the start streaming button, right? All right, let me try that, see if it works.
Okay.
Start streaming. Okay, yeah, it should be up now. You might have to refresh it, but it says it's up and going.
All right, let's see.
Says like it looks like on my screen it's slightly buffering, but I think it might just be going okay though.
Okay, I see you. I got you now.
All right, there's no buffering issues or anything like that.
It's buffering just a little bit, but it's still kind of moving.
E.
Yeah, none of the video's moving, but I'm getting all your audio.
I guess that's better than nothing. Hopefully everything will turn out when.
Yeah, I'm assuming it will.
Yeah. Well, we can go there. That's fine.
Okay. So, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for your patience. How's it going, guys? It's your boy One Soul. And I'm joined.
Uh,
Go ahead, man.
good. We
What
have
was
the
that?
Anime Blaze. I do anime reviews and discussions on my main channel. Have a few other channels, but that's the main one I have right now.
He's a really good friend of mine, and he's the one that really got me inspired to getting ready to do YouTube. So I felt like it was finally time that I joined my sensei, and we get together and we actually talk about some Kingdom Hearts related stuff. So I figured one of the first things that we'll try to do is, since the new trailer came out yesterday, we'll try to do a breakdown and talk about some of the different elements that really make this trailer great. So, what were your first initial thoughts going into yesterday's trailer?
Yesterday, I mean, going into yesterday's trailer, the first thing I thought was like, okay, this they better not be playing with me with this, because the first thing they actually showed was the Olympus trailer, which they showed at E3, and then before that, I'm like, we've seen this. Come on, show us something new. They brought in that story. Okay, I can get with this. Just looking at it, I mean, I didn't know what to expect initially. What they did with it, it looks like they actually stepped straight out of the movie into it. It looks like I guess the last one was Toy Story 3. Looks pretty good. Really, really bright colors, man. And I mean, of the Wild, but it kind of had that vibe to it, of where it's like thing that was out in the distance that you can actually see, you can actually go there. That's what it looked. So I'm hoping that's the case, kind of. But initial thoughts that I had off of it.
And I'm with you in the same vein. Like when they first revealed going into Toy Story yesterday, the color struck me, and just how realistic they made that world look, especially in comparison to how the actual movie was. It looks like they were straight out of the movie. It was. I cannot express how much I was excited for that, but I know you guys have been waiting for a long time, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and kick off this breakdown. Let me know when you want to pause certain things at certain points in time. We can talk about specific areas. All right.
All right.
All right. So let's see.
Best place for me from online.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything on mine is kind of laggy, kind of.
Okay. So let's go and stop here right fast. The number one thing I'm super excited for, because the E3 trailer really got me hyped for it. We're going back to Twilight Town. I didn't think there would be so much stuff related to Twilight Town after we got past it in Kingdom Hearts 2, but to know that it's still a relevant world, it actually kind of intrigues me.
When you think about it, because you think we had like everything that needed to be done there. I mean, a lot of events from 358 Days Over 2 was there, Kingdom Hearts 2, and I put the final chapters, on Roxas and everything. But I'm thinking maybe that's the reason why they're bringing it back there, is because maybe there's something that that's hidden there, that about Roxas or something in general that we're not noticing back there.
I know.
And I mean,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, because if you look at it too, they're in like Xemnas, I think it was Xemnas. Yeah, Xemnas told them, it's like, hey, you gotta, only way to save Roxas is to give into the darkness, that kind of junk. It's what all Twilight Town has to do with that. Why are they going back there specifically? Because other than that, there's not really a reason for them to even.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, I've been going through some old texts and some new things that have been coming up in like interviews with Tetsuya Nomura, and apparently it's been confirmed that we're getting the opportunity to play with another playable character. And my personal opinion, I'd love to play with Roxas again. I know that they've been teasing being able to play with like Aqua since they did the Fragmentary Passage and everything like that. But like we know going in, everybody wants to play with Roxas.
Things that is because, like you said, they've been teasing us to be able to play as some other people. What I want to know is if they're going to let us play as a lot of the other people that have apparently gotten Keyblades. Um, he'd been had his. Lee, he just got his Keyblade apparently. Gonna be able to play as him. Kyrie, Kingdom Hearts 2, are we gonna get to play as her or see what's going on with them? Those are some characters I want to play as. I mean, in my opinion, Roxas probably is one of the better two Keyblade wielders out there. I wanted to see if they'll actually let us play as some of the new got their Keyblades,
I think that'd be a pretty cool thing for Square Enix to do. They know that they've got these great cast of characters, and being able to utilize everything that they've got, plus the new engine, which allows for much more extreme gameplay. Just everything in general, I think, has been leading up to just a bigger, grander game. And being able to pick from not just one playable character, if they utilize more, I think they're going to sell a great game.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess kind of like about it now, switch the engine from, I'm not sure what are you before Unreal Engine now. The gameplay, it looks cleaner. It looks like the cutscenes did in Kingdom Hearts 2. And so it's like now it feels like it's I guess it feels like it's complete, It feels like we're actually playing what we were originally supposed to be playing.
Yeah, I understand. I feel the exact same way. All right, let's advance in this trailer a little bit more and see what else we can dig into.
Let me see if I can.
All right, so I'm gonna pause it here right now. Let's see if I can adjust it. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I have mixed feelings with the whole gunplay action of the Keyblade. I enjoyed the whole sword-based combat, and I think switching it up a little bit to tackle more enemies using like the gun-based gameplay is a little weird for me.
The last time we've actually had something that was similar to that was the I think it was the Wisdom form, and it wasn't a huge major factor. Like you actually had to switch to that form, use it in in the first place. I don't know, like okay, but I just hope it's not like one of those major like reaction commands that you just like switch over to and it takes over. Rose Bizarre Adventure thing with the Olympus and like the Thousand Fists or whatever. But I think it'll be okay as long as they don't overdo it or a gameplay kind of thing.
There was a gameplay mechanic done in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like a targeting feature that all three characters had with Aqua, Terra, and Ventus. And it was one of those things where it locked onto like multiple enemies, and I know Aqua's would like summon bubbles and whatnot, and it would take on multiple enemies at one point in time. I think it's an expansion on that sort of gameplay that they were doing there, and I like the way that they utilized it in Birth by Sleep, but here it looks a little excessive to me.
I mean, honestly, I think, in my opinion, I think the only character who it really kind of worked with was Aqua. I mean, yeah, there was Ventus and Terra, but they're kind of just like brute force kind of thing. And like herself was kind of more of the magician type, I guess, in a way, magic based. So it kind of made sense for her to move. But yeah, in this case with the trailer, it seems like they just kind of turned to like a freaking oversized guns. But yeah, hopefully they don't overdo it too much. I mean, this is still the beta-ish, kind of trailer, but probably most likely, but hopefully it doesn't overshadow everything else in the game.
I'm pretty sure Square Enix has a pretty good handle on what'll be too much and what won't be. So far, they seldomly have bad games. I believe that there's certain games that they shouldn't have put out, but I mean, like, all their main titles have been solid.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. We're not talking about Chain of Memories.
No, we're definitely not talking about Chain of Memories.
I freaking hate that game.
it it brought something new to the franchise, and I like how it tried to push everything. But then I feel like if you're gonna keep the card-based gameplay, enhance it a little bit. The card-based gameplay worked better on the Game Boy Advance because the Game Boy Advance was limited hardware at the time. But you're pushing it on the boundaries of the PS2, and then later porting it to the PS3, PS4. At that point, I'm thinking, just take it out. I mean, I think you can make the gameplay a lot more sophisticated without that.
Same. Yeah, it gets kind of. The thing is, like I saw how the appeal that people had with the game, because it like every forum that I've been to, uh, Kingdom Hearts or any of the games, it's always had like people been like, "Oh, what do you use?" Like, "Oh, you're just a button masher. Oh, you don't like real strategy." Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. It's like, yeah, that game actually makes you think. That makes you have to go through. It's like at the same time, it's like it was kind of tedious and kind of annoying. Like it's like I don't mind the whole strategic gameplay and all that, but at the same time, it's just kind of like normally like I mean it wasn't as bad as the Gear Matrix or any of the Matrix based systems in 358 Days Over 2 or Recoded.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly just like, hey, here's the gear for your Keyblade. You drop it, add the different aspects of it that you want to have it. More power, more defense, more magic, whatever. That was what you did. But I don't know, with the card-based system, it kind of just seems like it was a gimmick, and there wasn't really too much of a point to it. I mean, if anything, I'd want the Gear Matrix to come back more so than the card-based system. I didn't really like that one too much.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, let's push this trailer on a little further. Let's get on to the meat and stuff. Try to get close to the Toy Story. Okay, I hate to pause it again here, but like, let me see if I can get it. That thing, I don't know what that thing is, but I want to fight it right now. Like, these Heartless are massive.
I remember seeing that. Man.
Oh, man. And, like, the design work that they're doing with each one of these enemies, I can't express enough how much I love this, considering how much Heartless used to look, like how simple in design they used to look in the beginning, and how much they pushed it to be. It's still just as simple, I guess, but it's got a quality to it that I think it works. I'm over here feeling like I'm rambling a little bit, but I'm just so stoked to be able to play this game soon. Like
it's it's probably the color scheme, honestly.
I can see that.
Heartless look different.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of color scheme, I think one of the things that really makes this game pop, they found a great balance of saturation pushing this in this game. I think they did a good job with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, in some scenes, it kind of looks like they may have done too much. That's just me personally, but overall, I think they did a pretty good job.
Now,
Never seen grass look that green.
You're exactly right. I agree with you. I don't remember if it's this trailer or not, but I know it was the previous one. There's a scene where Sora's running up a side of a mountain, I think it is, and he's fighting the Rock Titan. And we actually have particle effects now. We're getting things like rain and like high definition smoke. I know it seems like...
Yeah, whereas...
What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was going to say, I see what you're saying there. Like, last time it was kind of just like minute things. You got to remember, like, last time, all these games previously were on the PlayStation 2, so we didn't really have, too much to work with there.
Mm-hmm. And I think that small attention to detail makes these worlds more... I don't want to say inhabitable, but just more realistic, I think. I think it's these just small attentions that make these worlds more so their movie counterparts. The rain effects, the smoke, the attention to detail in like the grass work and stuff like that. How they're making each one of the worlds actual visual structures, like the buildings and stuff like that. They actually resemble the worlds they're supposed to come from. And I think that makes it that much more an enjoyable experience. It actually makes you feel like you're a part of that world.
Yeah, and like, I mean, especially like if you look at the detail with Olympus with the Rock Titan, um, there, like you could see the rain, look and all that. It actually looks like Sora is getting soaked by like the rain and everything. So yeah, they're definitely doing something right.
All right, let's try to push this a little further. All right. This quote right here. Now, I'm pretty sure a bunch of people stopped and was wondering right before the big reveal of Toy Story if this had anything in particular to do with Toy Story or just any world in particular. When you read this, what were your immediate reactions and your immediate thoughts? Was it something that would drive the plot along? Was it something that was going to reveal the world for you? What did you think?
Initially, I kind of thought that when talk first came up of like, oh, Toy Story is going to be a thing. I wasn't too sure what to think. I mean, I had heard plenty of other worlds that people were talking about, like they said, Big Hero 6, other things like that. I'm hoping, if anything, that, 'cause I think they, if I'm not mistaken, I think they showed something where, I
Give me
think it
just
was
one
Young's. No. Guys.
My bad, I'm back. Let's see.
No problem. I was saying something about the what was it? Yeah, the Toy Story. Like I think they had young Xehanort appear somewhere in the trailer, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, I hope if anything that it's nothing like uh, freaking what was it, Atlantica, because I'm gonna say it like this: like most people, too, they're like, oh man, freaking Atlantica. I'm not gonna lie, that's one of my favorite levels in the game. But on side two was that it really didn't, advance the plot with anything. It's kind of just I'm hoping, if anything, that Toy Story actually does have something to do there. Like you could have Woody and they actually forget routine and all that. I think that would be pretty awesome.
All right.
But yeah, hopefully it does have something to do with the story.
Definitely. Okay, so let's push. What are you saying?
Oh no, I was just gonna say it would be a waste to have them include Toy Story and them not have anything to do with it like that.
Yeah, I feel you. I know exactly what you mean. I think this is weird. I'm still trying to get used to the fact that the stream is a little behind.
Yeah.
So, but this is not too bad for the first time getting this done.
Yeah, because I see it on mine too. It's on the main page for YouTube. It says the screen is going on yours and it's going on mine. So it's going somewhat okay. I think we'll turn out afterward.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right, so I'm gonna play the next part of the clip. Let's see. All right. All right, so like I almost busted a gasket immediately at this part right here. Like, just the xylophone alone, the stars on the wall, I knew exactly where we were. I know, like, a ton of people did, but, like, this is the greatest feeling on Earth. I was talking to another streamer earlier this week, and they were telling me how they wanted to see Treasure Planet and Atlantis. I'm not going to lie, those are worlds I wanted to see, but the top world on my list that hadn't been revealed yet was Toy Story. And so, this did it for me immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would be cool to have Treasure Planet in there. It's been a minute since I've seen that movie, but if you kind of think about it, if we've touched on all of the movies, I guess regularly from like I guess when we were kids or something, if you really look at it, we've had Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, all that. It's covered the bases. The only thing that we really haven't covered was like CG movie territory, And so it kind of seems like with everybody that grew up with those movies, that Toy Story will be the next logical step.
So I've got to ask you this question, and it occurs to me that I think that a lot of the new worlds have been some of these newer Disney movies. In your opinion, do you think they're going towards a lot of these movies because they know that they're selling well for Disney, or do you think it's because it's by and large easier to port a lot of these characters over because they're already rendered in 3D animation?
You know, honestly, it's probably a mixture of both. I mean, but let me see. Frozen hasn't been confirmed, right?
No, it hasn't, not to my knowledge.
Okay, goodness. I was gonna say I know Tangled and like some other worlds have. Um, yeah, I think it was probably easier number one because those worlds are already rendered in 3D. Try to go from scratch, building like Cinderella, Belle, and all of them things like that. Yeah, it's probably easier to do things like that than the other way around. That and have been pretty good selling movies. Toy Story, it's been pretty good. I don't know how well Big Hero 6 sold, but I know Tangled was a pretty good movie. So I mean, sales wise, I'm not sure, if they've inserted it for that, but definitely CG wise, they definitely put them in there for that. Because I would have expected, if we're going off of sales, I would have expected Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. As many times I've heard that song, Let It Go.
Now, I personally can't remember. I remember around the time Big Hero 6 came out, I can't remember if they said that they finally beat out Frozen or if they were right behind Frozen, but Big Hero 6 was supposed to be on par, either just a little bit above or just a little bit behind Frozen. So I think the fact that they did incorporate Big Hero 6 was a good idea on their part. And I also think because they understand that Frozen is such a cash grab, it'd be dumb for them not to incorporate it at some point in time. Yeah. I'm suspecting, and this is just me, a December reveal if they're going to do Frozen.
Yeah, it would make sense. Winter. Yeah,
so,
that would make sense.
Because I know there's supposed to be another Disney Expo, I think sometime on the later half of this year. Because I remember that's when they released the trailer for 2.8, right before it came out in...
Dang, 2 expos?
I think so. I think there's supposed to be one more expo.
Jeez. Well, they got the money for it, I guess.
All right, let's press forward just a little further. Let's see what we got. The world looks so beautiful.
It really does. I mean, I know they said they had a person who, I think, because I was watching it yesterday, your stream, I think they said they had the person who worked on the designs for the characters. I think she also worked on the actual Toy Story movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they did a pretty good job working with people with that from both sides of the fence.
Now, I've got to ask you, as I let this play just a little further, how do you feel about the designs, the toy designs for Sora, Donald, and Goofy?
Well, for Donald and Goofy, I think they look good. And some people are probably going to hate me for this, but to be honest, the design, like before he got to the Toy Story world, kind of looks like he was already because like I don't know, if I were Square Enix, I would work on the way that he looks outside of it, because if he looks too shiny or something like that,
mm-hmm.
He just kind of looks like a toy before he even got to the world there, in my opinion. Like what they did, like with the clothes and stuff, made it look like it's made out of Legos and some other stuff. But I think that's something I'd probably work on, like the textures for how he looks and stuff like that. He just looks, I don't know, the saturation is maybe a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. That's just my opinion.
And I don't quite know how I feel about the new costume design for Sora in general. And I think now that we see him here in this form, I really don't know how I feel about it. I think, in my honest opinion, the best costume Sora's worn, period, was his Kingdom Hearts 2 attire. And seeing him go from that to this is kind of disappointing. I guess he'll have to wait a little bit and grow on me. But seeing Donald and Goofy as toys, they look spectacular. There's just this...
Yeah.
way that they put Sora together that just seems a little off to me. Like his head looks fine, but where they put all the joints and how he looks all blocky. I've seen action figures, and that just doesn't seem like an action figure I would go and want to have.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually try to sell that as like at some point.
Speaking of which, with all the Toy Story stuff, all the Disney stuff, you'd be surprised that Disney World and Disneyland hasn't been promoting Kingdom Hearts as big as this franchise is.
Honestly. I mean, yeah, because I mean, the only time you actually really hear them talk about it, it's like, oh, Disney Interactive and all that stuff, but they haven't actually put anything together. Huh. That is surprising.
It really is. All right, let's go a little further. Alright, so this transition from cutscene into gameplay was smooth as I don't know what. So it's gonna go from here right into the gameplay. That was spectacular.
That whole, he's like doing like a little notification, defeat all enemies within such and such. Rather than stopping and making an arena out of things. I think that was a pretty good that's something that I think they should have done. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You continue. Go ahead.
I think that doing that goes. I think what I mean. Kind of been something that we've been wanting for like a good while now. No transitions, no, you know, especially if you remember like the last scene with Kingdom Hearts 2, we went from the what was it? The last little cutscene that we had with like Xemnas being defeated, and then all of a sudden jumping to like some HD, crystal clear looking cutscene. It's like, why can't we have they go from like this, like straight from like, no, that's the actual gameplay and the cutscenes, you know. I think it's definitely good that they added on.
I think that's one of those things that Square Enix has always enticed us with. Like, you know, you start off with the beautiful cinematics in Kingdom Hearts 1, and then you'll go into like the gameplay and you'll be like, oh, I want to play more of this cinematic right here.
And like, oh man, don't even get me started with freaking Kingdom Hearts 2's opening, man.
Bruh.
As bright as that, as colorful, as bright as that thing looked, you're like, oh man, I want to play that.
In my honest opinion, and I could be wrong, I think that the cinematics for like 2.8 and everything else don't look nearly as good or as smooth or as crisp as the actual gameplay does. I think they found a way to actually make the gameplay look better than the cinematics.
Gameplay.
I mean, in like some aspects. I'm not saying like some of the facial animations and stuff. I'll admit the cinematics are much better at that. But I think the way that the characters move and just the smoothness of rendering everything at 60 frames per second and everything just looks better, in my opinion, than seeing some of the way they render some of the 3D cinematics.
That's true, I guess. Like with the fight, especially with the one in the Toy Story world, it kind of shows a lot there. Towards the last scene when you got in the robot and all that. So yeah, I kind of see that there.
Alright, let's see.
I hope the stream is looking okay on my screen here. I think it's like really, really laggy.
Is it? We'll see if we can get it rendered back shortly. Okay.
Yeah.
This right here looks like it was ripped straight out of straight out of Toy Story 3. Like they just found a scene and ported it over straight into this video game. They look spectacular. If somebody told me this was the preview to whatchamacallit, to Toy Story 4, I wouldn't I wouldn't doubt them.
Just be like, yeah, Square Enix helped make the movie.
Basically. All right, let's get a little further. Let's see.
君たち新しいおもちゃなのか？
おもちゃ？
Okay, so I understand they're toys. I get that. And I know that the native characters to Toy Story are also toys. But why do Sora, Donald, and Goofy look less toy-like than everybody else?
Yeah, that's true. They look kind of like lifelike still. I mean, unless you like look really close on like Goofy's face and things like that. But it's like other than that, they kind of look the same. So I get where he's coming from with that.
You ever wonder how Woody stands, just out of curiosity? Like, his legs are completely plush. I've had, like, a Woody, I won't even call him an action figure. You call him a doll? I guess they called him a Woody doll in the movie. Anyway, I had one when I was a kid, and, like, I could never get him to stand up unless I propped him up against anything. So I always thought it was weird how he could come to life and start walking around and stuff like that.
Unless he has some joints that we don't know about.
For real. So, let's see. Alright, let's press on a little further.
さっきのモヤモヤのことを
Buzz's facial animations and Woody's facial animations, they get me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm glad. I don't know. I'm thinking about what they did after the live stream. That was weird. But yeah, their models in the game, those look good. Those look good.
I don't know if you ever had a chance to play it. There was a Toy Story 2 game that came back out right after the movie debuted, and you played as Buzz, and you were trying to rescue Woody, just like the storyline in the movie. I look back on it now, and I can see all of the pixels in Buzz. You look at this Buzz right here, not a darn pixel to be seen. It's just so far we've come with technology. It's so grand.
What game was that? Was it for PlayStation 2?
The copy I had was for the original PlayStation, so PlayStation 1.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that explains things. Yeah, we have come a long way from having. Cause I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about. I know the game I played on PlayStation was Toy Story Racing.
Oh, okay.
But with that, the graphics have really improved since. It's hard to believe. Could you imagine if the first Kingdom Hearts game came out on the PlayStation?
I couldn't even. I couldn't even. Granted, it'd probably be one of the greatest games of all time.
True.
Let's see. Especially for that console generation.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like freaking.
知っているのか？
Yeah, I could see that.
ハートレスは前からここにいたのか？
いや、最近になって現れたんだ。
そういえば、そのハートレスが現れたのか。
Okay, so I think I rewatched this scene earlier, and I had to go back and reread a couple of things. So it says, in fact, those heartless materialized right after all of our friends vanished. I think there's another quote in here that says a guy in a black coat came and kidnapped their friends. I'm guessing that's young Xehanort, but you see young Xehanort later on in the trailer, and it makes me wonder, well, I know it's Donald's magic that makes them look like toys and whatnot, but I think it would have took it a step further, and I would have liked it more so if they kept the whole scheme of everybody coming to a world has to look the part of that world. And so it would have been pretty neat, in my opinion, to make Xehanort look more toy-ish and whatnot.
Yeah, that definitely would have. I mean, I can kind of see why he wouldn't. Let me see. I can kind of see why he wouldn't, mostly just because he's like, hey, we darkness, we do what we want.
Basically.
But yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from with that. That would have been something I would have implemented, just to be like, just for fans.
Most definitely. And then it's a better way to prep for selling toys.
True. Because I swear, if they don't follow through with selling like Toy Story based action figures for Woody, Sora, and for Donald and Goofy and all that, I'm gonna be upset.
Got to add them to the collection, right?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I would take advantage of it.
Speaking of toys, I know it's one of those nitpick things. I think I've talked about it on my stream every now and then. So I collect the Funko Pop figures, and I know I've seen the Buzz Lightyear. I think I've seen Woody at one point, and they just recently came out with the Kingdom Hearts figures. They got Donald, Goofy. They got 2 versions of them. They got Pete, Chip and Dale, King Mickey. I find it really hard to believe that they wouldn't have incorporated the actual main character, Sora, into the Funko Pop lineup. It's weird to me.
You mean they haven't put him on there yet?
No, he's not a part of the Funko Pop lineup. And even if they planned on releasing him, I'm really surprised that they didn't release him in Wave 1. It's really weird to me.
Especially with like nerd, geek-based kind of things, it kind of seems like they should have done that from the beginning.
And
Let me see.
I haven't really seen much merchandising outside of the video games and maybe t-shirt apparel, maybe hats and whatnot, that Square Enix has really done to promote Kingdom Hearts. And that's one of those things I think they know people will buy up. Like, you see more things that are like knockoff versions. Like, I've seen tons of knockoff keyblades, secondhand pendants and whatnot. And people eat that stuff up like there's no tomorrow. And I feel like that's another cash grab right there that Square Enix just isn't utilizing.
I mean, I've seen some keyblades like years ago. Somebody made the Fenrir keyblade, and like they got it sent to them through the mail. They're like, "Hey, check this out." And I'm like, "Fun." I'm like, "That's what I was gonna say." Funimation, Square Enix, man, they could have definitely made some money off of that. Like, it doesn't even have to be every single keyblade or anything; just some of them.
Yeah, basically.
You know?
I know there's talks of an official Square Enix release Keyblade for Sora's Kingdom Key supposed to come out sometime before the release of Kingdom Hearts. And I think that's a good idea for them to do, at least start with that. But I think that's one of those things that should have been implemented around Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know I saw an official Kingdom Key paperweight, but not an official Keyblade.
Right. So let's see. Go a little further.
みんながいなくなった時期は一致するな。
他に何か手がかりはないかな。みんなが消えた時に変わったこととか。
あれかな。
I'm looking at what
あれですね。
Grace.
どれ？
Let me see if
ア
I
ンデ
know.
ィたちが消えた
Grace.
直後、あの黒いもや
Yeah, they're saying that as soon as they complete Birth by Sleep and Chain of Memories, they're probably going to replay Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I'm probably going to do the same thing. Like, I don't know if I covered this or not, but pretty much the only thing that's really keeping me from playing it on the PlayStation 4 or live streaming it is just because I already have the first like limited edition thing of it on what was it, on the PlayStation 3, and like to me that one was like the best release of it so far. I'm afraid to buy it again.
I hate to hype it up as much as I do, but I'm a man that loves like the crisp smoothness of everything, and I'll say it forever. 60 FPS is how they've rendered just about everything, and I think it just adds so much. It doesn't add any more depth to the game. I mean, it doesn't change the game style too much, but it's one of those things that says it's one of those things that you just have to have, in my opinion. If you're a longtime Kingdom Hearts fan, I think that buying the entirety of the collection, having it on one console, I think it's one of those things it's a must-have.
You know, get a PlayStation 4. that is crazy though. Like, how are they gonna release like a collection of all the games only on PlayStation 4? And then just be like, oh, we're just going to release Kingdom Hearts 3 on Xbox One. So,
yeah, you do make a good point. I agree with you there. You don't get a lot of people, like, a lot of people are diehard Xbox fans. They don't want to play on anything else. But if you're trying to bring in a new audience and port Kingdom Hearts 3 to the Xbox, I think it'd be a good starting point for those people that didn't get a chance to play it before to be able to have that chance now.
Yeah, we're missing out on an opportunity there.
There really are. Maybe they'll see that after the release of Kingdom Hearts 3. Maybe they'll push for it more so then. But I'm really happy to know that we finally got that HD collection.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Definitely. Okay.
I was gonna say I was gonna push the trailer a little further. What did you want to say?
Oh no, it's nothing. Go ahead.
All right, so let's see. There was a scene here where Sora's talking
親
to
と一緒
Woody.
にお前たちのようなフードのついた黒い格好をしたやつが現れた。
黒いフード。それってまさか。
仲裁機関
Okay, so I'm an avid Kingdom Hearts player, but I've at some point just lost who's a part of Organization 13 and who's not. So I know the original members, like Lexius, Larxene, Zexion, Demix, all those members, they're gone. So who's comprising the organization now?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's just Xehanort, because I haven't played Dream Drop Distance yet. I have seen the cutscenes and stuff for it.
Okay.
They tried to fill with 13 darknesses and all that. They're trying to make himself, basically getting rid of all the original ones so he can have room for himself. People in the darkness so he can make 13 copies of himself. Something like that.
I know out of the original, I know that they managed to keep Zigbar, Sykes. I know Zemnis is still there. Yeah, I'm surprised that they decided to go that route too, but I think they realized at some point we can't keep bringing in all these different versions of Xehanort without making it seem a little convoluted at some point in time. So I think it was a pretty good idea that they decided to keep some of the original members. I don't know. In my opinion, the original Organization 13 kind of seemed like a throwaway to me because they were there for Sora to defeat, just for the original Organization 13 to come in later.
Right. Right, I understand that. I mean, it's even further, you know, I mean, freaking Axel, he's not even with them anymore. He came back. He's with Sora and them now. I mean, I don't know, like, I kind of feel like they were there at least for a good chunk of the story. Like, they kind of needed to be. They're not really throwaways. I mean, I understand where you're coming from with that because they're kind of seem like they're just there to be defeated. Like, they're there for a reason. I mean, they built up the story in the sense that, you know, Xehanort came to the present. He created through Terra and all that. And it kind of, as convoluted as the story became and as mixed up and as a lot of things didn't make sense in some areas, it kind of makes sense for them to be there. Without them, Roxas wouldn't really have become a thing. I mean, he would have been there, but he wouldn't have become the character that he did. We wouldn't have seen a lot of the different things that they tried to do. Like, I think at least on 2 or 3 occasions, trying to make copies of Sora to get their own Keyblade wielder. Making, you know, from that to where they couldn't get Sora, then he made multiple copies of himself, you know, that kind of thing. As much of a throwaway as it seems, it actually, I mean, story-wise and plot-wise, it kind of makes sense. A lot of things wouldn't have happened without the organization being there. Let me see something.
All right, so let's see. There is a scene that I'm still trying to get to. I didn't remember being this far in.
知ってるやつなのか？
ここで起こってる異変の原因がわかるかもしれない。俺たちに任せてくれないか。
All right, it's the scene right
いや
here.
空たちだけには任せられない。みんながいなくなっ
All right.
Let me see. Grace Kim wants you to wave to the camera so she knows who's one soul.
Oh, I'm one soul. What's going on, Grace?
Yeah, the bottom person with the guy with the controller. That's me, AnimeBlaze.
And if you get the chance, you should definitely check out his channel. He's got some great anime, manga stuff up on his channel.
I should be uploading another one today sometime.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely have to check that out myself. The thing I want to talk about here on this part of the trailer, it is just one of those things that I'm like, all right, so I can see Aladdin fighting. I can see Jack Skellington doing different things when they're in Halloween Town. Jack Sparrow when they go to Port Royal. When Woody said that we're about to take part and get our friends back, I was like, really? Are you talking about the man with the light bulb laser and your pull string? So I know what they're probably gonna do for the world. They're probably gonna really play up on some of the things that the characters are gonna do, and I love that they're really gonna flesh out and actually make the characters what they're supposed to be. And but I think it's so funny knowing that in the movies and whatnot they really couldn't do that much.
True. Yeah, but then like, yeah, that's true. They didn't really face any like enemies per se. Like, you know, just kind of like, hey, and the other just like crazy toy cartoon based antics.
Now I know it'll be sad.
That is kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, it really is hard to believe. I know it's a lot to ask for, and like a lot of people are gonna say like, what are you talking about? That's messed up. When they hit Woody, I want stuffing to like slowly seep from him. I want them to keep the fact that he's a toy, because there was a scene in Toy Story 2 where Stinky Pete like cuts Woody's arm, and you see like the stuffing and stuff falling out of him. I think that that'd be a really neat aspect to kind of really personify and really bring back to their toys. Those are those things. When they hit Buzz,
Right.
I kind of want to hear him clank and click, kind of like when you get the soldiers, the soldier heartless in different worlds.
Or when like whenever they hit him, just like occasionally, is like Buzz, light your tongue.
That'd be awesome. All right, let's see.
だった原因がわかるなら俺たちの問題でもある。むしろ力を貸してくれ。
Yeah, they talk about working together.
I got hyped when they said we gotta go outside. I'm like, oh snap, what's it look like?
Yeah, it really was too.
偵察隊
And before we get to that scene, was I the only one that thought, all right, so they're gonna go outside? You know, like in regular Kingdom Hearts games, you like walk to an area and then like you fade over or like you load over into a different area. Were you thinking that's what they were gonna do too?
Partially, yeah. Like the loading screen.
Yeah, I was thinking loading screen.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do that.
Now,
I mean, oh, kind of.
what I really want, if they're gonna go this route, I think they'll probably leave through the window, the one in Andy's room. I don't want there to be any loading screen at all. I want them to be able to actually walk through the window and we'd be outside. And then like we fall to the ground. How big of a world that would be, just to think about, would be amazing.
Yeah, because like if you looked at it, I'm not mistaken. I mean, they jumped straight from the roof onto like the driveway area. So I mean, who knows? It may actually be connected that way. With the PlayStation 4 and the whole Blu-ray disc things, they have the room to do it.
They really do. And talking about Blu-rays and PlayStation in general, I find it really weird that you actually don't need the disc to play games anymore. Like, you install a bunch of the stuff off of the discs, and the only reason why you need discs nowadays is just to verify that you have a copy of the game.
Yeah, that is weird. Why do I even buy physical copies anymore?
I really don't. Like, the last physical copy of a game I bought was Grand Theft Auto, and that was just because I knew I could find it cheap somewhere. But, like, in all reality, I think we've really moved past needing physical copies for games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Granted, I can't lie. I still like having a physical collection. I mean, some, like I said, some games, I think I actually have it. Freaking Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, the first game. You couldn't have that version of the game if it wasn't for the if it wasn't for physical copies.
Right.
Facts. Hold on. Let me see if I can actually find it real quick. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. 1 second there. Oh, let's see.
And while he's doing that, let me tend to the comics right fast. I can't stand you at all, E. I can't stand you. Hey, what's going on, Aisha? Thank you for joining our stream. Nostalgia.
Yeah, here we
oh
go.
My goodness. Oh, you found it? All right, let's see.
Let me bring that back over here. Yeah, here we go. Because I don't know if y'all remember this, but it was... Let me see here. I think it was 2013. I'm not sure exactly what year, but y'all remember this one?
Mm-hmm.
Like this release here. Because without that, we wouldn't have had anything like this. The art book included with the disc. Like that's the kind of thing I'm wishing we still had, but they stopped it after that one.
And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's a Japan exclusive, but they're supposed to have a special limited edition version of the game that they're supposed to release. And I think that that's one of the best things they can do, and one of the worst things they can do. Not to have like a wide release for something like that is killer. Like, the only reason I bought a PS4 was for Kingdom Hearts. And so you're telling me that if I buy like a copy of the game, I'm just gonna get like a regular box? No, that's not what I want. I want like a keychain to come with it. I want an art book. I want like signed stuff because you took forever.
Because you saw what happened with the was it the Kingdom Hearts 2.8? I think it was. That was brought over to the PlayStation 4, right? It was just like one giant box, and all it had was the regular game case inside it, and one keychain. I'm like, come on, man. Left when I saw some people had, I was like, hey, so y'all got finessed by Square Enix.
And the funny thing is, Square Enix knows they can take our money at any point in time. They know they can do this. Ah, goodness.
Yeah, they know it.
So, in your opinion, if Square Enix could give you something in like a deluxe edition of the game, if you had to actually go out and buy a deluxe copy of this game, what would be one thing that you'd like to see come with it?
Well, if I had to get a deluxe edition, it would have to be like the last one that they did for, I think, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, like Steelbook. Giant, like it's a steelbook itself. It's in a giant box. Be something extravagant like that. You know, steelbook more so than anything. Like it could have like the regular box like they did with the game, I think 2.8 with the PlayStation 4. But if they have it in a steel box inside of that bigger box, I'd be completely fine with that.
Would you?
In my opinion.
One of those things I know, because I've been researching things lately, a lot of those limited releases, like with the SNES classics and stuff like that, a lot of those Japan exclusive type things that later get ported over to America and other parts of the world, one of those things is that they run out of inventory so fast. And so if they did like big releases, like giving out Keyblades or maybe t-shirts or booklets with things like that, and they only had a set number of stuff, we would break the internet. We would kill each other over this stuff. Like, I say only the hardcore fans come first, and like we can't even decide who the hardcore fans are anymore.
Yeah, that's true. And you know they're gonna go crazy on eBay.
Oh yes. Oh yes, that's for certain.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, I know with Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm gonna keep my eye out on two different places. Amazon and Square Enix's website, because before they only like the first Kingdom Hearts game or the Kingdom Hearts 2, they only offered it exclusively through their website. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on that.
Somebody in the comments said that Tetsuya Nomura confirms Kingdom Hearts 3 delays to 2019. I'd bash my computer. I'd be darned.
It's like so. What was about that 2018?
Boy, Tetsuya Nomura would go missing. Especially after the trailer just dropped yesterday.
Sure.
All right.
You know, I'm kind of surprised.
Surprised about what?
No, I was going to say, I'm kind of surprised that Kingdom Hearts hasn't really had any same comments. I'm kind of surprised Kingdom Hearts hasn't had any fan games been made yet, you know? Like fan-based projects or anything?
There was one where somebody tried to utilize the flow. Is it the flow motion? I guess they called it that ability, and they had like Kyrie as like one of the main characters you could use and whatnot. And I think there was one other one that came out. I think those are like 3-year-old projects, but yeah, there's nothing that's been just like fully put together as like you got those old Pokemon games that people used to remaster and stuff like that. And I think if they would do something by like remastering the old Game Boy Advance version of Chain of Memories, if somebody took that story, expanded upon it, and made a better game, that could be pretty awesome.
With no card-based system.
With no card-based system. Oh goodness. Kill the card-based system. I don't even understand why they thought that was a good idea to port over with even the Rechain of Memories.
And you know what? If I'm not mistaken, other card-based game shows, I think they actually had like a trading card game, like a real-life trading card game. Memories. Been the reason why they did it. They may have been trying to get a cash grab on that.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Cash grabs every time. Alright, let's see.
Rechain of Memories worth playing. I would say again, it's better graphically. It's like what the game should have been the first time around. So just stick with the Game Boy Advance version. Honestly, if you're anything like me with Game Boy Advance, you could probably beat the game in like a day.
If you want like a smooth transition from the first game to the second game, I say play Rechain of Memories. If you already understand the story and have played Chain of Memories before, you're not missing out on anything. The gameplay isn't much better. One of the things I think that they captured much better, made the story go a lot smoother, was in Riku's story by implementing the dual play system. But other than that, Sora's whole gameplay is basically stripped right out of the original Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So, is it worth your time? If you enjoyed the original, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think you're missing out on too much.
True.
Let's see. And a lot of people were confused going from 1 to 2 and not playing Chain of Memories. But in the end, the only parts of that game that truly mattered were the whole parts in Castle Oblivion. Like, every time they went to another part in the Disney worlds, nothing really had any merit. Like, nothing stuck. It didn't really change anything. And I think that if they took out that gameplay and just had Sora progressing through the castle, much like Riku's story, it would have been a quicker game, and it would have been easier to follow, in my opinion.
Same. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, because, I mean, we didn't really... If you really think about it, it's like, what was the point of all that backtracking?
Is the stream lagging?
How bad is it? I mean, it's looking fine on my screen. Like, I'm watching it from my phone just to, like, make sure everything's going okay.
Yeah, my stream on my computer looks like it's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I know the stream on my end, it looks horrible.
Yeah,
but, I mean...
I'm getting a good stream signal.
Also looks okay. You might have to refresh it or change the video quality down a little bit. Because I know that sometimes happens to me.
I know once the stream is once everything's been processed, it should play through just fine.
Yeah, hopefully. But you know, technology.
Right. All right, let's move on to the outside. Let's get outside and see what that is. So this scene right here. Deja vu from Toy Story 2, when they set out to find Woody. Granted, it was nighttime in that scene, but just this small area right here looks spectacular. And everything looks like it's interactable. Like, I want like Sora in the game to like hit the trash can on the bottom or the mailbox or whatever, and I want to see it fall down. It looks like everything you can touch, you can move. The shadows and everything are perfect. The saturation looks pretty good. It looks great.
It definitely does. I mean, it looks, again, to me, it looks like something straight out of freaking, like, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, if you can see it, you know? At least that's what it looks like to me. Let me see. Let me see. Said, the real said he can't see it. I was like, I told you, man. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
All right, let's go through a little bit. And that fall right there.
Mm-hmm.
That fall right there. Oh goodness. There was a scene, I think, in the very first Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer where they featured, I think, the world of Tangled, where they did a really big jump as well. And it just really showed you how massive these worlds are.
Mm-hmm.
And I
It really does.
it really does. And I think the fact that they're deciding to go bigger, making them smaller too at the same time, I think that was a really good decision on their part.
Yeah, I mean, let me see. It just looks crazy. Like, I don't know, because it's like you imagine, like, 'cause I'm looking at it right now. Like, you see a lot of the different stuff just happening, like the battles and all that. I'm like Grace. I think it was Grace Kilman just said, like, imagine somebody sitting there across the street watching all this stuff happen. It's crazy to see like the realism, real world kind of things. They're seeing all this like from like the other Kingdom Hearts games put into that. It's crazy.
Now I know when they go into worlds like Halloween Town and I don't think it was not Agrabah. When they went into Atlantica, at least in the first game, a lot of the Heartless kind of resembled the world that they were in at the time. And I can't tell if it's just because of the way that the lighting is, but do the large bodies kind of look like toys to you, or in any sort of form?
Let me see.
And if so, that attention to detail is spectacular.
Yeah, at least a little bit. I mean, it kind of looks like, I don't know, it kind of looks like they still might be the same, but in some places they look shinier, like they're made out of plastic, so just a little bit.
And even to just give them a plastic feel alone just makes them seem more toy-esque, and I think that idea of trying to keep everything unison to each world, I think that makes it much better in my opinion.
Right. Same. Let's see.
That's one of the funniest comments. Your comment was great.
All of the toys in the driveway.
Okay. Alright, I'm back online. Okay. Okay, reconnection successful. Okay, so one of those things that I noticed that somebody brought to my attention when I was streaming Kingdom Hearts 2 yesterday, you can use 5 people. So you got Sora, the character you're playing with, you got Donald and Goofy, and you can also see that Buzz and Woody, both of them, are helping you. That's awesome. That's super progressive.
It's not just your main party, but just, more people in it too.
Yeah. So, which begs the question, do you actually have to sub out who works with you at all in this game? If you have certain people in your main party of 3, will they do something different? I wonder if that adds to the gameplay mechanic at all. I wonder if having 5 people, or just 4 to 5 people, if each character is as useful as they should be. Those are all those questions that I need to have answered.
That is true. Like, how is that going to work? What role are they going to play? Because you got Donald and Goofy for magic and all the other stuff. Maybe it's just they're there, because I remember I see other gameplay for the other worlds, but we haven't seen anything from them. So maybe it's just specific to Toy Story. And that's possible too.
One of those things I'm curious about, I know a lot of times whenever we use summons, you have to get rid of your other party members in order to make a summon. I wonder if that's one of those things we don't have to worry about anymore.
Right. Like, are we gonna have to get rid of Goofy, Donald, different things like that?
And so if we don't, that might actually nerf gameplay. Actually, that might make things super easy. But then again, you have all these other difficulties, standard and critical and proud or whatever.
Oh gosh. I've never played Kingdom Hearts on proud mode.
Not yet. I'm probably gonna stream it on my channel at some point in time, but boy, I'm not brave enough just yet.
One-hit kills.
One-hit kills. Alright, let's go a little further.
Yeah.
Let me see something here. A bit easier. My legs. Okay, that's better. Hold up. Fix it.
Y'all good?
Okay, yeah, we good. My legs was getting tired.
So, getting back to talking about how I didn't like the idea of the gun-based gameplay earlier in this in today's podcast. How do you feel about different style weapons like the hammer that Sora is utilizing right now? How does that sit well with you?
It seems like it's too bad. I mean, it seems like it fits in pretty well, honestly. I mean, I'm used to, like I said, I'm used to having swords and all that. The gun, a bit excessive. They've make it to like the actual gameplay because, like I said, the wisdom form was just one form.
Mm-hmm.
You actually had to access it. I don't know how I feel about the hammer. It's not too bad, but I could get used to it.
I think it's one of those things I can too. Between the hammer and the guns, from what we've seen so far, I think going into things like the robots later on in this trailer, utilizing the guns from that point of view, I think I could get behind that. I just think Sora's Keyblade turning into the blasters or whatever, I don't know how that sits well with me. I don't think it sits too good with me.
And it's like, I get, I understand, freaking the Keyblade is magic, it can do a lot of different things, but it's like, okay, we got to draw the line somewhere. It turns into a hammer, guns, and now a robot. It's like we got to stop at some point.
All right, so this next part coming up bothers me just a little bit. All right, so it's that part right there. Okay, so this looks amazing. How well this affected the terrain and everything, the damage that it did, I love that. But then you move over here, and then you realize that it didn't really stick. It didn't really matter that all that damage and all that carnage you did, it didn't stick or anything like that. And I mean, just from a technical aesthetic point of view, I know it's a video game, but I feel like with the new technology that we have, to see them like tear up the terrain and make sure that it has like a lasting effect to everything, I think that would actually push the boundaries of some of the things that the game has been trying to aim for.
Yeah, because I mean, I know with like some, with some games, like you can punch a wall and then it fades away over time like that. It would have been cool if they left it like that, just to make sure it's like, yeah, this is concrete. Yeah, this is what's going on here. Cool if they have that. Then again, I'm not exactly sure how it would have worked out. Because I know sometimes with that kind of thing, you can only hit it so many ways in the same area to where it's just like, okay, one of these kind of animations,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Let's see. Is that like a Buzz rocket drill? Is that what we're looking at? And if we look
I'm
closely,
not even sure.
Is Sora in a different form? Is his clothes coloring a little bit different?
I think so. Maybe it kind of looks like Valiant form a little bit.
It does kind of look a lot like Valor form.
Maybe it is, and they just like changed the color scheme a little bit.
In my honest opinion, I prefer this to his black outfit.
Well, you want the new black outfit or the old one?
The new black outfit.
Yeah, definitely.
There's just something about the muted color of the red from his new version of his costume or his outfit that just doesn't sit well with me.
Same. Let me see. Ask the attachments. I'm not sure what that is, Denmark. But yeah. Okay. You see the comment?
Yeah, I'm checking them out.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of the new aspects of the game, I mean, I guess, again, from the outside looking in, this could very much be the best Kingdom Hearts game since Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't know.
I'd be hard-pressed to say that this game is going to be better. I think that for everything that they're showing us, I couldn't imagine it not being better than Kingdom Hearts 2.
I don't know. We guess we'll have to see because we all know what that experience we had with Kingdom Hearts 2 was like. Oh man, that was amazing. That was fun. But I guess we'll have to see what happens because I mean, 2 with Kingdom Hearts 3, this isn't the end of the series. This is just the end of the Xehanort saga.
Right. Exactly.
We got to figure out like, is this going to be like, was it like the second season of like some show where like it does moderately well or fails horribly and next big thing in the show or something like that? But I don't know. It could very much be the. I'll have to wait and see how it turns out and how it plays out from then.
Now, we talk about that, and then one of those things that occurs to me, a lot of the major Kingdom Hearts players have been here since the beginning, back in 2002 when it originally released over here in America. And a lot of, well, not just America, but the whole worldwide release. And then we're going to get Kingdom Hearts 3 here in 2018, which is a whole 16 years later. You got to think that it skipped over at least a whole generation and a half of players. How well do you think this game will sell to like newer audiences? Do you think a lot of people will try to jump on with Kingdom Hearts 3, or do you think some people actually go back and try to play it from the original?
I don't know. I kind of feel like a lot of people will try to hop in. Granted, there's not really play the older games anymore because they ported things to the newer consoles. So there's that, but I will most likely try to hop on with the third one. Just like with most other games, like, oh man, Kingdom Hearts, man, this is the third game. Just let me go ahead and kind of like with, I know some people play like BioShock. They started with the second one, then went to the first one. So I mean, there's that whole thing. But with Kingdom Hearts 3, with a convoluted story like that, man, just to start with the first game, then work your way from there. I mean, heck, I don't know, because then again, I didn't even Kingdom Hearts game. I started with Kingdom Hearts 2.
Right.
And then I worked my way backwards from there. I don't know. It depends. There's a good chance people will try to play some of the first games. Again, there's not an excuse not to. But I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of them hop on with Kingdom Hearts 3 from there.
One of those things that I think I'm glad about was that Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, that was my first game. I played that one on the Game Boy first. I think that it didn't turn me away from actually playing the first one. I went from Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories to the first one and then to 2. So I think that as long as you enjoy the gameplay and like the story, at least in some way intrigues you, I think it still will provide a good sense of mysterious curiosity for people to jump onto if they pick up with 3 first.
Right. I understand that. Let me see. I think, where did we leave their specific key? Let me see the comments here. How long is going to make for the next installment of Kingdom Hearts? Like, do you mean after Kingdom Hearts 3?
Because we know that the third game will come out sometime in 2018, and I'm speculating around May or June of 2018. That's what I'm thinking is when they're going to release it.
Did you hear that? I'm not sure if you heard the way that it sounded on the way you came through there, but I see what you mean there.
Oh, okay.
It sounded a bit mixed, like, but let me see. But yeah, I mean, that is true. Like, after Kingdom Hearts 3, I mean, we've been waiting a long time for just Kingdom Hearts 3. It kind of makes you think, when is the next one going to come out after that?
So if we're
part of me wonders.
Part of you wonders.
Oh yeah, part of me, while you even want to play Kingdom Hearts after the third one's like, geez, we've waited this long. So we waited this long just for the third game.
For real. I don't know if I can start a whole nother saga after that. We're looking into 2027 when we're gonna get Kingdom Hearts 4 or something like that, and that's a whole other commitment right there.
Yeah, it's like, man, I'll be like 40 something by then.
All right, let's see if we can do the source over here. Look at that grass.
That next generation grass. Crazy. It looks like you could actually like step on it. Like they had to have done like some real good like. That's kind of like, because I think I told you before, like I kind of have the major that I have with computers and stuff, that like, wanting to go back and possibly do either animation or game development or something like that, or and music as well, because I just seeing things like this is like, holy crap, people can actually make things like this, you know. See.
Mm-hmm. So one of those things I noticed from this still alone is again, more attention to detail. I was going to comment on how I think that Sora's Keyblade does like a whole bunch. It's become a drill at some point in time. It's become a hammer at some point in time. He's changed it into blasters.
Sure, definitely sure. It's...
All right, so let's progress a little further. All right, that scene. All right, so somebody already made this joke, but Titanfall right here.
I haven't played Titanfall, but I can't remember which saying they use. Prepare for Titanfall.
But this is amazing. I don't know about you, but I had toys honestly like this growing up, where you had like the miniature action figure and you put them into the bigger one, and they'd be able to fight and shoot projectiles and stuff like that. I love that aspect that they're going with right here.
Same. Yeah, I've had that before. It's crazy. Someone needs to actually take this trailer and like splice it up, and it's like, prepare for Titanfall.
That'd be neat. So I know we've talked about it previously, but one of those toys I'd like to see Square Enix actually push for. I want to see like a miniature Sora go into one of these things. I'd love to have like a toy like this and put it into like a collection or whatnot. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Damn, yeah, because like you said, like they haven't really came out with like too many new merchandise for Kingdom Hearts in a long time. Sora related. So it'd be cool to see them come up with something like that. Let me see. See something here.
Oh, I do too. I love blowing stuff up in games too. That's probably my favorite part of playing video games.
Just let's see. KH Interactive Meme Adventure. Oh god.
Let's see. The stream is back online on my end. Joey said the stream went offline on his end, but we're still running. Are you running on your stream? Can you see if my stream is still live on yours?
Honestly, I think it might just be my computer.
Okay.
The stream on yours, on the phone, it's running fine. Like, so that means it's definitely got to be running. You know, no issues.
Okay.
But let me check my computer to see if anything's up here. Jeez. Okay, there's mine. Right underneath yours.
Okay, it's back for you. Good. Okay.
Yeah, because it's most likely just an issue with mine, because mine's not even showing it on as being. I mean, it's up, but you know, hardware capabilities.
Right, I understand. Okay, let's see. Okay. You know, with Kingdom Hearts, you usually get the 4 pattern interface. You got the attack command, you got the magic command, you got the items, and then you usually have like reaction commands at the bottom or limit forms. Looking at Sora's heads-up display, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 different attack commands. That's awesome.
Jeez.
And
you have. Oh, good.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was saying, you have to navigate all that with the D-pad.
Basically.
That's too much. Are your thumbs still on the stick? And you sit there with your finger trying to go.
Now, I don't know how much of Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be done in first person, but I think that it'd be a waste for them not to implement just even a small taste of it for their PlayStation VR headsets. Yeah. I think that would be another amazing selling point for them.
True. I was going to say, I know in Kingdom Hearts 2, if you hit select, I'm not sure if it works on the newer ones for PlayStation 4.
It does.
They got rid of the select button. Okay, yeah, because when you hit select, you go into first-person view.
Mm-hmm. And so,
hopefully they do something like that.
I hope so too. I'm thinking about trying out the first-person point of view in my headset just to see what it's like. It's not the same thing because it doesn't have the full 360-degree field of vision, but or 180, however the actual thing is. But I think it'd be pretty neat to still be able to see Kingdom Hearts from inside what Kingdom Hearts' world should be like.
Be an experience. So like, holy crap. Let's see something.
All right, so I'm gonna play it a little further.
Oh yeah, like we need. If they don't put Pizza Planet in this, I'm gonna be upset.
I have no doubt they're probably going to incorporate Pizza Planet. Pizza Planet is such an iconic location for Toy Story. It'd be a waste for them not to do that. Like, especially if you think about it, if they start to try to implement different elements of like their theme parks and whatnot. I know Disney World has big Pizza Planet things located everywhere. If they start trying to utilize aspects for their video games and try to promote that for like the actual on-site locations and stuff like that, I think it'd be an easy transition to say, oh, come to Disney World because if you love Kingdom Hearts, we got plenty of things for Kingdom Hearts lovers here. And it's already just the Disney stuff that they already know and love.
Yeah, it definitely would. Definitely would. Hold on here. Nixon asked if we'd want a multiplayer Kingdom Hearts game. See, we've had like bits and pieces of that in the past, like with Birth by Sleep on the PSP.
Mm-hmm.
There was a multiplayer with that. 358 Days Over 2 had it to where you can play as different organization members. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you emulate it, you should be able to do the same thing, like over the same network.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. I know it works with Game Boy Advance link cables, pieces like that before, and even my much hated games in the series so far, Union Cross. Even that game has multiplayer aspects of it, but I mean, right, you know?
Yeah. Jacob Geary asked what they think this world will be called, and that's a good question. I hate for them to just call it the Toy Story world because I'm pretty sure that's not what they're going to call it. But
yeah, because I mean they had like, if you remember, in Kingdom Hearts 2, they had like space paranoids and
mm-hmm.
Who knows? Huh.
That is a good question because
I'm anxious to see what kind of keyblade.
I am too. You talking about what kind of keyblade they're gonna have for that world?
Yeah, they better come up with one for Toy Story.
I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure there'll be something that's Buzz Lightyear.
Mm-hmm. Like Blizzard for the blue one.
Mm-hmm. I think Fire was the red one, and I think that's a pretty neat concept as well.
Let me see. Multiplayer.
I was thinking Toyland, but I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I think the stream went off again. Well, I know it's buffering, but I don't know if it completely went offline. Because I have it to where it's buffering, but it's still going.
It dropped offline, but then it went back online. It lets me know every time it goes off. It should be good to go, though.
That's weird.
It is real weird. But if we think about it, though, we are uploading using Hangouts, and we're also trying to upload using the stream. So we are trying to use a lot of bandwidth.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I think he goes into another robot. Okay. Okay, so I think a good concept, I don't know if that was an empty robot, but I think he was fighting that same exact robot before he got inside of it. And I think the idea of having to defeat the robots before you can use them, I think that's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, it makes it more challenging rather than just like, hey, let me just go ahead and use this robot real quick.
Exactly. And that's one of those things that you look forward to in a Kingdom Hearts game. Like, they're already hard, but like a healthy challenge is something that I do enjoy. As long as the payoff is good anyways.
Grace Kim asked what's Titan? A game that had a story in the first game, but you know, it's basically a war with robots and mechas. But that's pretty much what it is.
Gamer NL asked if that robot is. I don't think it's an unversed. It's got the color scheme of one, but I don't think it's got the symbol. So I don't think it is one. I haven't seen the unversed since the Birth by Sleep series.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Because the unversed, it seemed like the unversed were already there, and then eventually something happened for them to turn into Heartless instead. Mm-hmm. So.
And they never really do expand too much upon it. I think the unversed were just those things that Benitez were able to create.
Yeah, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken. So, and isn't Vegeta? No, it is he. I'm not sure.
Because it wasn't until Ansem started, Terra Nort started experimenting that we began getting Heartless, and then it wasn't until after the organization was formed that Nobody started taking place, because they first started off with Dusks, and then the Dusk eventually evolved into the other forms of Nobodies.
Right. That is true. Who knows? I mean, hope. Because, yeah, they said Vanitas was the one who made the. They're coming back. That must mean he's coming back.
And it would make sense for him to be one of the 13 Darknesses, I think. If you're going to go, if you're still looking for one, if they haven't incorporated him as one, I think that he would make a fine addition. Especially because they keep trying to use Sora as one, and he's basically. I know a lot of people are going to rage at me for saying this, but I mean, in a sense, he's Dark Sora. I mean, he looks the part of Sora. He's evil. I mean,
yeah. And you know what? As a matter of fact, speaking on that whole thing there, Square Enix seriously messed up in a lot of ways. Like, you've copied and pasted Sora. You've copied and pasted Roxas, aka Ventus. It's like, they could have just as easily made another character that looked completely different.
Yes, they could have.
But they didn't. And now everybody's confused.
They really are, and what they were trying to do was trying to give like the fans a sense of fan service. They wanted to try to be like, "Oh my God, it's Sora again," and like, okay, but it's not Sora, and I would have much preferred another character that was his own character instead of trying to be another character that he's not. They were trying to like explain why Roxas looks like the way he does, and that's just to play off of Ventus, and the dark side of Ventus
like,
was. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say they could have just like. They didn't even have to make it like him be like, oh, well, his heart belongs to Ventus, so of course they look alike. It's like you could have just made him give them the heart. Because I mean, Roxas and Sora look completely different. They're two completely different characters. So why not just add another one?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Exactly.
And so now we're gonna be sitting up here with two Roxas or two Ventus. You know how confusing that's going to be?
It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible, but you know we're gonna play the game regardless. All right.
And you know they're voiced by the same person.
They are voiced by the same person. Which really didn't hide the fact that they were supposed to be related to the characters they're supposed to be related to.
Right. They could have done way better with that. Now I'm pissed off.
Okay, let's see.
That's what it looks like they're playing Titanfall.
It really does.
お前ら何がしたいんだよ。
我らも欠落した闇を手に入れなければならない。それにはこの世界の心の
Alright. The way hearts connect in this world might provide a clue. Now, I want to use all my speculating power in the world to try to figure out what he's trying to say here. But, like, you remember back in the original Kingdom Hearts, and they went to Monstro, and there was a whole alluding to the fact that Pinocchio was a puppet, he didn't have a heart, and they were like, he does have a heart, and stuff like that. And it really made you think about what it takes to have a heart, what makes up that sense. And in the Kingdom Hearts universe, having a heart is no different than what a soul technically is. And so when they're asking the question, or he's saying that this world here might help them along to what their master goal is supposed to be, I can't really place what I think that this world has in particular, just knowing the Toy Story universe, that makes it so integral to trying to put together their plans. I don't know what, just out of pure speculation right offhand without going any further in depth into it, off camera anyways, what they could possibly be hinting to here.
That's true. I mean, maybe it's similar to the way that, like, I don't want to say, it's going to sound so cliche, but a friend in me, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's something like similar to how they like carry it throughout the Toy Story franchise or something. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know anything in particular.
All right, let's see.
つながりが手がかりになる。
And there it is. There's the logo. And then this is where everybody went nuts. This is where everybody got mad. This is where everybody went nuts. And this is where everybody is super excited. Coming in 2018.
Yep. It's like, dang it. It's like, come on, y'all. Let's be honest. Y'all knew we weren't getting this game this year.
Oh, and like, had they said that they were gonna release the game this year, I don't even know how like fans' reactions would have been. Everybody would have been stepping it over each other at the D23 Expo. They would have broken stuff or whatever. They would have had to cancel the stream early.
You know, it would have been even crazier if they were like, Kingdom Hearts 3 today. It's like you can buy. It's like, you can go out there right now. So you can buy Kingdom Hearts 3.
That'd have been hilarious. All these people going into like all these GameStops or whatever. Is that Kingdom Hearts 3 sitting on the shelf? Yeah, it's been here. Just got here today. What? What's going on?
Man,
but yeah,
that is crazy though.
It really is, and it's still for me. It's still kind of weird to see Xbox One listed on a Kingdom Hearts title.
Yeah, because every other game has kind of been like, even granted, I'll say, even Nintendo, it's kind of been kind of weird there, but they've had their ons and offs with that, not really stable, but mostly been PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it'll, and maybe this is just probably me being biased here, but I don't know if the game is going to be that good on Xbox One.
I mean, it has the capabilities of running the hardware or the software just fine. I don't see it providing any problem, especially with the Xbox One X coming out, supposedly supposed to be the greatest console of all time until, you know, the next greatest console of all time comes out. But I think the Xbox will have no problem running it.
Right. Yeah. And you know, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like years down the road they released Kingdom Hearts 3, done that same thing with Final Fantasy 13, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They released those games on PCs. I wouldn't be surprised.
One of the things that I'm most concerned about, and I'm super disappointed because I'm a hardcore PC gamer, the fact that PC was not one of those ports that they thought about porting to.
Right.
With all the things that PCs are capable of, especially with them utilizing Unreal Engine 4 and the new things like particle effects and stuff like that, those are those things that PC gamers love to toggle and love to mess with and just to enhance their own sense of gameplay and whatnot. And so I think that they're missing out on a crucial market, especially from a lot of people that went from PS2, maybe PS3, Xbox 360, and then went on straight into building a gaming PC and skipped the whole... I think we're on the 6th generation of console now, 6th or 7th generation of console. Not getting a PS4 or an Xbox One. I think that they need, at some point in time, maybe not if they're not going to do it at the initial release, find a way to port over Kingdom Hearts 3 to the PC.
Right. They really do. And I mean, seeing as how, like, I mean, especially like over the past couple of years, like, you can mess with like a lot of stuff. I mean, have you seen the like the requirements that you have to have in order to run Nier Automata on your PC?
I haven't looked up that specific group of requirements.
It's crazy. Like, you have to have like some crazy like requirements just to run the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, seeing as how like most people are able, you think it would have been something they would have considered, especially that PCs are upgradable. They're always, in most cases, always better than consoles in the sense that you can almost always get 60 frames per second. And if not, you can get it to that level,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so, like, it's really surprising that they didn't choose that method. I mean, they went to Xbox.
They did.
Why not PC?
Exactly, because PC is just another direct correlation to Xbox. It's so much easier to port something from a PC to Xbox than it is PlayStation. I get that. But if you're going to go from PS4 straight to Xbox, you know that there's a way to get it to the PC, no problem. Granted, I know that usually when they do PC ports, they give it to secondhand developers, and a lot of them don't usually handle games with care. Because I know I bought Batman Arkham Knight Day 1 for the PC, and that game was terrible. I know, I know you know that.
That game was I mean, they still haven't added it back to Steam.
Is it not back on Steam yet?
Apparently not. I mean, from what I've been told, that was like a month or so ago that I heard that.
Oh man.
They haven't added it back to Steam, like, because it was just that horrible of a release the first time around.
I remember it took me about a week to beat it. I beat that whole broken game in about a week. Not to get on like a whole Batman tangent or anything like that, but I think that even if they did break the game, I think Rocksteady was professional in the way that they handled it. One of the things that they did was because they realized that the game was broken, they ended up giving me and everybody else that bought the game a copy of Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins. They gave us a copy of Arkham Origins Blackgate or whatever, all for free. They gave us all the DLCs for that game, all the Ultimate Editions and everything like that. And I think that that was a good way to handle everything. So I know Square Enix is one for trying to make sure everything is perfect, but I feel like even if something was to go wrong, I think they would know how to handle a situation like that.
Right. Especially Square Enix. I mean, they've done a pretty good job with that so far. But I mean, but I swear, if Square Enix does what they did, because I don't know if you heard about it, but with Final Fantasy 13-2, I think, they basically took the ending of the game out. Like, it was on the disc, but they sold it as a DLC.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can beat the game, and it's like, yeah, that's the ending, but that's not the true ending. If you want the true ending, you have to buy it.
Right, and that sucks.
I swear, I hope they don't do anything like that this time.
I was hearing somewhere that, and I know this will make a lot of Kingdom Hearts players mad, that what they might do is what they did with Final Fantasy 15, and they might get the game complete to a certain point and release the rest later as DLC. And I wouldn't want that. I want like a complete game all it now, because I think a lot of developers rely on DLC to continue to get things to players and whatnot. And I think like what you should do is make sure that you got all the pieces that you want it to make a complete game there first, and then if you have something to expand upon that game, you add that later. But don't add more of like the story or more of the things that game needs later rather than giving it to us in the beginning. I don't see why they would do that.
Right. See, hold on. Don't worry, gamer. No, I've noticed you mentioning that. There were symbols under the bed in the trailer in the Toy Story part of the world. I think when they first got there.
Okay, let me see. There were symbols under the bed. All right.
You might have to check the comments on South when I looked over.
Okay, I'm almost there. Okay, so right here. Let's try that. All right, so is that further back? We'll go further back. Let's see. Right. Let's see if I find some symbols. Was that too far forward? Might have been too far forward. Controlling this on this interface is a little difficult. Let me see if I can. Let's see. Is that? Are those symbols? No. Are those? Can you tell what that is? Or are we too far back?
I don't know. I'm looking for
a little bit more forward.
A little bit.
Okay, let's see.
I just realized something. If I can get OBS to work like this, I might be able to run Twilight Princess.
I think I missed them. Let's see. When you see Donald. Okay, let's see. We talking about here? Let's see. Because I see a pair of tennis shoes. There's that soccer ball again. I think that's a book behind them. A tennis ball. I don't see. What about you, Mikkel? Do you see anything?
All I see is the tennis shoe soccer ball. I mean, unless you mean the. I know that's from the first game, but other than that, I don't see too much.
I see the big ball in the background. I like that. There's the ball. There's the toy box.
あいつら誰だ
2D Twilight screenshot on his analysis video. sound familiar.
Hmm.
I've probably seen their videos before. I might have to take a look at that.
Same. Okay. Well, alrighty then. Was there anything else that caught your eye in this trailer that you wanted to talk about?
Let's see. Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix.
Probably.
If there is a Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix, we'll get it like
maybe a year and a half after it releases.
and it'll only originally come out in Japan first with the English voice acting.
Right, exactly. Okay.
And then we'll question why we haven't.
Basically, because they always take forever trying to get us the final mixes when it's so much easier to get it to us earlier. Even if we only have the Japanese audio and get like subtitles to everything, we'd still play that game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day from when I was watching people soft modded their PlayStation 2s just to get past the region locking on mixed games.
All right, there's one more thing I want to talk about before we cut today's stream. It wasn't necessarily in this trailer, but if you've seen the other Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers or whatnot, if you know what's leading into Kingdom Hearts 3, you know what I'm about to talk about. My man, TheAnimeBlaze. This question coming at you right here. What do you think is in that box?
Let me see. The toy box?
Not the toy box.
Oh, that box in the corner.
Not so. You're familiar with Kingdom Hearts back cover key?
Yeah, oh yeah, I hate that game. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So the box that the Master of Masters gives to Lucio, the one that Lucio's carrying off at the end. What do you think is in that box that's supposed to start everything in Kingdom Hearts 3? The box that Maleficent and Peter are looking for. What do you think is in that box?
Dang, it's got to be something. Because, like you said, it's the box that's supposed to be the start of everything.
Basically.
I don't want to be cliche and say, like, well, it's obvious it's Kingdom Hearts. but let me see. Maybe it's I want to say maybe it's the Kai was the box. I haven't seen the total part of that cover, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
How big was it? Like,
it was pretty big. So what we can do then, so we'll stop it here. At some point in time, we can stream the movie for everybody, and we can do a breakdown and analyze the movie, and we can do it together with everybody that's watching us now. We'll do it together.
Definitely be a good thing to look at, because I haven't seen the entire thing. And like I said, to be honest, I stopped the Kai cover with the mobile games. I was like, I'm not playing through this game.
Right.
I had a chance to actually see the entire thing, but I knew what you're talking about, though. One and the there itself. So I kind of understand what you're talking about there. I'll have to look at that and see whenever we can set up something for that. I'd definitely be in for that.
Oh, we appreciate it, gamer. We definitely appreciate it. Thanks.
Let's see. What do you think about Rox coming back in Kingdom Hearts 3?
I already assumed he was. I don't know if he'll be playable or not, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see Roxas. Tetsuya Nomura knows we love him as a character, and we know Jesse McCartney loves playing the role of both Roxas and Ventus. I'm pretty sure we'll see him again.
Yeah, because I mean, they've referred to him in the game, so in the trailer at least. So they're probably going to make some kind of reference to him, and or actually going to show him sometime in the game. They have to, supposedly.
Oh man. Well, all right, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We had a great time reviewing this for you guys. I am so thankful for each one of you guys that that came and supported us here today. Did you have any words for him?
We'll look forward to more Kingdom Hearts, I guess. Again, I'm looking forward to do this again. I'll definitely tune in next time as well. Try to be back on here.
Man, that sounds good to me. All right. Just in case you guys haven't found him yet, I'm gonna put a link to the AnimeBlaze's channel in my description. So stick around for that. Just a little bit after we end the stream. If you're new, feel free to subscribe to both of us. We do this type of content all the time. I'm streaming Kingdom Hearts 2 right now. I just finished up Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and Final Mix. I also talk about all things nerdom, geekdom, all things pop culture. I'm Boy the Anime Blaze. We will tell them types of things you talk about on your channel.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, with most things on my channel, I do content, reviews, things like that. One thing I'm trying to do nowadays is kind of hard to do it. Is trying to relate. So, because I've gotten a lot of people have told me like, yeah, you know, maybe think differently about this, that, and the other. So I'm trying to do thinking things like nerd life kind of things, make people things. So yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Let me see.
Alrighty. So I've dropped a link to his channel into the comments for you guys.
I'll tell you what, if they change it to T for teen, then possibly. But until then, gamer, no.
You guys are awesome. You guys definitely make our day. All right then. Definitely look forward to more future Kingdom Hearts breakdowns and analyses, whatever you want to call it, however the right term is. We'll be back on here soon. Yeah, so from one soul, keep it here from all things nerdom, geekdom, and all things pop culture.
It's the AnimeBlaze. Say never doubt your capabilities because you never know what you might be able to do. Trust me, it always works.
And from the both of us, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace, guys. Oh, I didn't look at the camera. Peace.